So welcome to another edition of Mike Hikes. We're in the Delaware Water Gap again on the Appalachian Trail, a little further north than we were last month. We're at the Mohican Shelter is up ahead here, and looks like it's a resupply point for through hikers and whatnot. It is early January, and it's supposed to be nice and cold down into the teens tonight, and we're going to try to do an overnight or just a one night. It's about 1 o'clock right now, and we've got a plan to do a kind of a loop that we can cut short if it gets too dark too soon, but we'll see how this goes. We're going to try to head down near the Delaware River and then come back around and make it back to the other side of Sunfish Pond that we were at last month, and hit another reservoir, and then go on top of a small mountain for the night, and then come on back down in the morning. All right, let's see how it goes. A lot different packing for this trip compared to most. A lot of extra stuff for when we're in camp and it gets cold, and we'll be testing out a lot of stuff tonight. And there's that little sign there for the Mohican Outdoor Center for resupplying and showers and services. I think we're going to have a lot of ice today. We put that right there, and I do have spikes if we need it, but you can see plenty of ice to get started here. And this is the Appalachian Trail in the beginning here, and we will be getting off it pretty quickly and then back on it later. A nice little start here. It's cool, the water running underneath the ice. Okie doke. See how this goes. All right, we'll check back in a little bit later. So one thing I've noticed around the Delaware Water Gap area is that I get a little bit, this is kind of cool, I get a little disoriented with my bearings. That's not good, right? And I usually feel like I know north, south, east, west. But the river between New Jersey and Pennsylvania, I kind of twists different directions, and the Delaware River typically runs north-south, but not always. Actually, same thing in Philadelphia. And so we're headed west now, I think, and I think that we're going to end up on that ridge up there tonight. And I've started so late that I think we'll end up, we will end up hiking in the dark quite a bit. And banking on that being a good thing, since it's so cold, if I got to camp by dark, which is probably about 4:30 or 5 o'clock, I'm never going to fall asleep that early. Well, maybe, but I'm probably not going to fall asleep that early. So if I hike till, say, 5 or 6, and then we're in the blue trail already. Okay. Yeah, so the Appalachian Trail is up there. This is the red. This is the blue, which will be on a little bit later. And it's the beginning of the blue. It goes up there and then makes a right and a left up to the Appalachian Trail. This goes down the Delaware River. Yeah, so if I get into camp later, eat, I can go to bed at a more normal bedtime. I'm definitely going to bed early. Somebody had me out late last night, and hopefully sleep through the night pretty good. Like I said, it's supposed to be pretty cold, but right now it's kind of nice. I saw some hunters earlier. That's always a good sign. They're only bow and arrows though, so that's okay. And they were very nice, and they didn't shoot me. And yeah, so far so good. Like I said, I'm packing for this was a lot different. I actually have 2 sleeping pads, a foam one and an air one. It's really important when it's cold to get yourself up off the ground for some more insulation, because the sleeping bag doesn't do anything for you underneath, and it'll just suck the heat right out of you. So we're trying that. I've got some extra clothes and whatnot. This is supposed to get pretty steep up ahead here, and the good news is, when I was looking at the map, I thought the river might kind of be on the trail, and it might still cross it a whole bunch of times. That won't be very fun, but so far the river is over there, so that's good. But yeah, I do have a lot of extra stuff. I brought enough water to try to not need to get any water, because it's not fun getting super cold water if you can help it. And hopefully my water doesn't freeze. I've got some of the water inside a jacket. I've actually got all my electronics and my fuel in my winter jacket pockets here, try to keep them warm so the batteries last longer, and so the fuel stays warm enough to light, because if it gets real cold it'll never light. So hopefully I do a decent job with that so I can eat something hot tonight. Oh, this is nice. It's cool how it changes all of a sudden. This is good. We're still on the red trail. It's pretty nice. Oh wow. Pretty cool. And so far I am toasty warm, all good. I don't know what it is right now, probably mid-20s or something like that, but yeah, not bad. I mean, there's no wind. That's the best thing, because the past couple days it's been pretty breezy or real windy, and that would be rough. So anyway, I'm gonna put you back in the pocket so you stay warm and don't run out like you did on the last trip. So that river cut into a really big ravine. You really probably can't tell from here, but you can see how wide this got and how far down from the trail it is. It crossed it back over there. And there's the first view of Pennsylvania, where the boys are out by themselves. Proud of you fellas. Hopefully having a good time out at the Pincho Trail. And you're headed that way for a little bit longer, and then we'll cut back and up that blue trail somewhere further up ahead. But yeah, this opened up really big, this ravine here. So this is the Delaware River. Look how fast that's moving right there. It's funny how quiet it is here compared to like down in Philadelphia. Same river, obviously. That is pretty neat. And this is the copper mine parking area. And so we're down at the bottom, obviously, of this hill. We're going to turn around and go back up on a different trail and get back with the AT. And as long as I get to the AT before dark, we're fine, which I think will be good, because I think that the white blaze will show up really nice on the headlamp. And then we'll get to the AT and then decide how far we're going to go from there. But yeah, one of the highlights of the trip. Just came up the back uphill, and to try to not sweat too much, I switched into a light jacket versus this. I just put this back on since I came to a stop there. But what's neat is there's a trail came up. It's called the Kaiser Trail, and down there you can see that looks like a farm almost. That tan, light brown field, and the Delaware River right in front of it. And then come up here to the Appalachian Trail, and here is the Jersey side with a really cool lake there. I forget what that's called. I think it's, oh, look at that. Some kind of reservoir. Maybe it's a cranberry bog, I'm not sure, but that is pretty cool. And not much sun left, maybe an hour. So definitely going to change the plans for tonight. Not go too far in the dark. And what I will definitely do is just stay on the Appalachian Trail so I don't have to make any more turns or decisions in the dark. Keep it simple. I got to remember when I come back here to go that way. I can be camping up there. And but I figure I'll hike this way down the AT for a little while. There's supposed to be some good views down there in another reservoir, and check that out. And then maybe around the time it gets dark or so, I'll turn around and come back and hopefully get up to a nice place to camp, You could even camp right here. This is pretty nice. At around dinner time and eat and go to sleep and call it a day and see how good the rating is on that sleeping bag for real. So yeah, just a neat spot here, seeing off both sides of this ridge. I love when you can do this. You can see off two completely different directions and at the same time is pretty cool. It's kind of what I like about this area. And then get the nice views for a long way without going too much up or down really either way. So yeah, and not gonna be much longer before it gets dark, but this trail here along here is pretty smooth. Not too much elevation change at all, so I'm not too worried. And again, I'm just going straight. In fact, along here, if you go the wrong way, it's going to be pretty obvious. So, worst case, you know, if I'm in the dark and really don't know where I am, I even have the phone, which is on airplane mode right now, but if I turn it off and figure out where I am, in fact, it'll even work with GPS. So, you know, if I get confused or lost, I'll just camp and then figure it out in the morning. No big deal, really. As long as I stay warm, which I think will be okay. There's no wind, so it really feels pretty nice. Coming uphill again, I just had my shirt on and a really light like rain jacket, so it was a mix between being cool and sweating. You just don't want to sweat too much, so I'm glad I did that because that was a pretty good climb, which you saw from a minute ago. You saw the Delaware River down there. It's a good little hike. So, but this is cool. I wonder how many blazes there are on the AT. We were talking about this once. I think we guessed like 30 or 40,000 white blazes. I don't know why we thought that. I think that was back in October, the October trip that we did that estimate. But yeah, this is pretty smooth. So, like I said, I'll just keep going south here. Try to get the, it's supposed to be a couple good views near the reservoir until it gets dark, and then decide if I'm going to go a little more or just turn around and find a place to camp back up there. So what's kind of cool is I know when I hit that fork that I'm pretty close to where I'm trying to go tonight and be close to the car in the morning. Whew. Pretty nice. Huh. So we made it to Sunfish Pond, and really glad we made it here before it got dark to see this. And it was cool about 10 minutes ago. The light I could see reflecting off the pond. There's a big pond or lake here, and it's all red. It was very cool. We were just here last month, and the trail, the Appalachian Trail, goes right along the edge of that of the pond there. And very rocky right on there, and it was colder last time. It was more ice, but a cool spot to come to and turn around. I wanted to go up over that way. It's a really neat trail, and then explore more back over that way and come back to the Appalachian Trail. But it's getting late, and I think I'm just going to head back. I think I got about 3 miles left to go back that way. But yeah, cool spot to go. So plenty of miles. And again, I would normally set up and camp now somewhere, but got such a late start. But it's cool though. I mean, it's with having the tent and everything, I can just go anywhere. It's a cool feeling. So very good. So this is what it's like to night hike. Cool sky over there. Going around nice and quiet. Just take your time a little more to find the trail, and it's no biggie. There's a blaze. And again, it's pretty obvious if you're going the wrong way because it goes down on both sides pretty quick. I was hiking without the headlamp for a while, and it wasn't bad actually. And then it was taking me too long to find markers in the trail, so I figured it was time. There's another one. All we gotta do is go straight. Let's see. Alright, next stop is someplace to camp. So I had a little trouble getting it lit, but not too bad. So considering how cold it is, it's doing good. The water bottle next to it's frozen. Turn the light on so you can see. Let's see here. What's left in there is frozen, but this is going good. I got pad thai going. I got the peanut butter in there. I got the seasonings about to come in, and sounds like the water's about to boil. Very exciting. Looks pretty cool though. So the trail is a little ways over there, and then my tent, you can see the reflections. That's where my tent is over there. And I'm just cooking a little bit away from there. It's looking good. Let's take a look. Oh, ho, ho, it's there. That's good. All right, we're going to pour it in. Then we got to wait for probably can't see me at all except this light on. We got to wait 15 or 20 minutes. Look at that steam. That looks good. Excellent. So good morning. We had a little snow. We actually got from the middle of the night to go to the bathroom when there was snow. It's like it snowed some more. And but a good night. Woke up a bunch in there, but only for a little bit at a time. And overall was pretty warm and did good. There's my pretty lame bear bag hanging. But actually it looks a little more hilly today than it did last night, so I did slide a little bit, but pretty cool to wake up to this. So we're going to hike out. It's only about a mile or so. Again, a beautiful morning. Cool view just to start. It is cold though. I'm actually wearing spikes, figuring these guys here. Probably over cautious, but just in case slippery rocks or whatever, I figured that might help me. And this morning just tried to get moving as quickly as possible to generate some heat instead of standing around. It's funny, my feet are just starting to get cold. I just started hiking. We're going to warm up. And it was funny because I was wondering why it was so easy to pack the backpack this morning. And it's because I'm wearing everything that I have pretty much. But all good. Yeah, I think it's probably about 20, maybe low 20s. Town nearby said it was 23 this morning, but as you gain elevation, it gets a little colder, but whatever, low 20s. So if your hands are out of the gloves for more than a few minutes, they quickly get cold. But it's all good. Anyway, neat spot. But yeah, you'd only have to hike an hour tops, probably something less than that, and then we'll be on our way. So yeah, that's my first solo overnighter. Pretty cool, different. Wouldn't want to be solo all the time, of course, but once in a while it's kind of nice. So anyway, I think we'll close it here with a nice view and a nice morning. Catch you on the next one. Mike Hikes!